Hello dear my students. As you know, my name is Isaac. Our topic is isotopes. Isotopes are atoms of the same elements having the same atomic number but different mass numbers. Here we know that elements are made of atoms of the same kind. For example, element of sodium is made of atoms of sodium or have atomic numbers. Isotopes of elements will have different masses. Have also different number of neutrons. The number of neutrons are different. The same number of protons and electrons. This means that in isotopes, the number of protons and electrons are equal, but different in the number of masses, in the number of neutrons. Let's take example of chlorine element. It is made of atoms of chlorine, or contain the same number of protons, but the number of electrons are different. Also, the number of mass are different. Okay, let us use this table. You have a table. A table that contain, here is isotope. Isotope. Here is mass number. This is mass number. Here is protons. Here we have a table containing of isotopes, mass number, protons, neutrons, and electrons. In nature, we have two chlorine. Chlorine number 1 contain mass number equal 35. Here is atomic number equal 17. This is chlorine, one isotope of chlorine. Isotope number 2 of chlorine has 37. Size 7 mass number and has 17 atomic number. Let us continue by complete this table. Mass number of chlorine is here is 35. The number of protons is equal to atomic number. Here, this is 17. Number of neutrons, it is found by 35 minus 17 equal 5 minus 7. Here is 15 minus 7 equal 8. Here is 2. 2 minus 1 is equal 1. This is 18. Number of neutrons here is 18. Also, we know that number of electrons is equal to the number of protons. What is the number of electrons here is equal 17. Equal 17 because the number of electrons is equal to the number of protons. Let us continue. For isotope 2 has atomic mass equals 37. Number of protons is 17. 17. Let us continue by calculating the number of neutrons. It is found by 37 minus 17 is equal 20. Is equal to 20 here. 20. Because, let us check here. Thirty 37 minus 17 is equal 7 minus 7 is 0. 3 minus 1 is 2. Let us continue by filling the number of electrons here is equal to the number of protons. Here is 17. As you see in this table, you see here in mass number, this is two isotopes of chlorine. One has 35 mass number, another has 37 mass number. The mass are different. In this column here of protons, the number of protons of isotope number 1 is equal to the number of protons of chlorine number 2. This means that isotopes have the number of protons, the same number of protons, but the mass are very different, as you have seen here. Also in this column of neutrons, the number of neutrons of chlorine, isotope chlorine 1, are different to the number of neutrons of isotope number 2. This means that in isotopes, the number of neutrons are very different. In this column of electrons, the number of electrons are the same in each isotopes. Let us continue by taking the conclusion. Isotopes are atoms of the same element. As you see here, of chlorine, we have 2 atoms of chlorine of one element. The mass are very different. Contain the mass different. The number of protons are the same, and the number of neutrons are very different. As conclusion, isotopes are atoms of the same element having the same atomic number but different mass numbers.